Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. My name is Chester and today I'm here to give you a BTC update. Going to start off with BTC on the 1 hour, then we're going to move into the 4 hour, the midterm time frame, just to see what's really going on here. Don't want to keep you guys too long. If you can smash that thumbs up and watch the video to the end, it does really help out the YouTube algorithms. But yeah, not going to keep you guys too long. Let's get straight into BTC. Starting off here on the short term time frame, the hourly. As you can see, we've got a rising wedge chart pattern, guys. You can see the support on the lower side from this upward sloping support line coming through from here. We have recently tapped that level of support coming through around 40,198. Not looking too bad there. From there, we have actually propelled up in terms of quite a lot of momentum to the upside, which is technically good, but is kind of worrying here. And I will get into the fact of why it's worrying and why I do think we are going to have a couple of reversals coming through pretty imminently, right? So that's obviously the upward sloping support line on the lower side of this rising wedge. You can see we do have the resistance coming through on the top side here. Quite a few levels to be looking at here, guys. But yeah, you can see we are pretty much sat in the top side of this level at this point in time. Am I going to be entering any sort of long position here? Probably not, guys. Maybe I was thinking about maybe getting in maybe after we've cleared this level here around 41,936. If you really want to go for a scalp, that's sort of something I would be looking for. But as you can see, we've got the volume weighted ATR band coming through. They're very strong indeed. And the frequent watchers of this channel, you know, the volume weighted ATR band we use is really quite a lot, right? And that's obviously the volume weighted average true range, guys. You can see the resistance that we do find off this bad boy quite a lot. If we get over it, and I will get into this in a second, if we do get over it, we actually trend above it really quite nicely. So that's definitely something to be looking out for there, coming through shortly. But most of the time, we do get pretty much slapped in the face with the resistance there. So that's going to be a reason why I'm not probably going to be entering a position, because we're going to get a candle close probably just below it or something along the lines of that. If we can get above it, then I'm going to be looking for a long position on the longer term time frame, right? And I will be showing you guys that in a second, because we are on a breakout scenario coming through on the midterm, which is really quite nice. If you are long in Bitcoin now, then and in terms of a percentage for this measure move to be completed here, it's going to be around a 3.18% there. So not too bad in terms of a scalp trade, but I would definitely be staggering my take profits as I go, just because after seeing a pump like this, quite a big pump actually, you're probably going to see some sort of reversal, some sort of higher low be formed if you are going to see the continuation of this uptrend, right? So just be prepared for that. Another thing I do want to touch on here on the shorter term time frame is you can see what we've got here, guys. We've got, bring it to the RSI, we've actually got a bullish divergence coming through, and that's why we are seeing a bit of a pump coming through on the hourly time frame here for Bitcoin, and that's obviously brought the RSI right the way up to that that overbought sort of place, right? And we know what happens when we get to the overbought sort of place here. We usually see some sort of sell-off, right? So the kind of stars are aligning here for the volume weighted ATR band to be acting as pretty heavy resistance here, and on the basis that we are actually in a rising wedge, guys. Rising wedges, they tend to usually break to the downside. I know we're breaking to the upside at this point in time, but I've seen quite a few of these patterns actually come up to the volume weighted ATR band and actually slam it back down very aggressively, and then we have a load of short positions coming through around this sort of area. So if we are going to be looking for any sort of short position coming through for Bitcoin, when we do break this chart pattern to the lower side, we're going to be going on the most recent downtrend. This is obviously going to be the measure move for that, guys. We're going to be going on the most recent downtrend. If my chart's going to load, I can edit the color of the line here. We're going to be on the most recent downtrend, and that is going to be, here we go. It's going to be depending on obviously where we break along this upward sloping support line, guys. And obviously we do have the 200 EMA there as well to be holding us up as a level of support. If we can clear that, it's obviously going to be very good indeed. Looking for around a 2.34% gain for that short position. Obviously, still speculatively speaking on where we're going to break along that trend line, guys. And obviously, as you can see, we are going to see quite a bit of support coming through from the major moving averages as well. That's what I want to say about the shorter term time frame. Now, I just want to jump to the MACD ever so quickly, because you can see the trend that we're actually in right now is really quite steep. We are on quite a clean horizontal for a point of reversal here. So yeah, it's definitely a point to be looking out for there. Are we going to edge over a little bit higher like we did on this trend, or are we going to see a reversal coming through pretty imminently as well? So yeah, as I said, there's multiple levels of resistance to be looking out for here for the future, for probably the next 2 hours or so. So please be aware for that. And obviously, guys, we know what that means for the altcoins as well. Could be very interesting. Moving on to the midterm time frame here for Bitcoin, because we've been waiting for this scenario for quite a while, right? We've been waiting for this scenario for quite a while. Obviously, guys, it is a descending triangle. We've got a descending triangle coming through here, and obviously that is technically a bearish chart pattern, and we are seeing a break to the upside once again. So what does that tell us? It tells us we're likely to either see a trap coming through here, or we are going to see a break to the upside, and it's going to be quite violent. It's going to be quite violent, guys. So yeah, as you can see, what we're seeing now, the reason why I haven't entered this yet, because I usually get in after we've seen the trap zone get cleared here, and we have a nice congruent candle body close, right? We've cleared the 0.764 Fibonacci retracement there, and we're literally climbing up quite aggressively from that point. So it's interesting to see where we're going to see this 4-hour candle close. This is going to determine where I'm going to be entering my long position and whether I'm going to be entering my long position at all, right? Because I've got to be safe, guys. We've got to be safe. And as we were talking about all the resistance in this area, on this rising wedge coming through here, it's pretty scarce, right? It's a pretty scary area to be jumping into some positions, right? But yeah, if we can get a nice candle body close, probably I'd say 42,100 is really the area I'm looking for, because that does line up with the volume weighted ATR one there. 42,100. We can get a candle body close above 42,000, say 300. Obviously, you can see how filthy these two wicks have been before from this resistance point. If we get a candle body close above that sort of area, 42,200, 300, then I'm going to be looking at a lovely, lovely long from that zone, right? The long from that zone in terms of the measure move that we could be looking for this chart pattern. As you can see, guys, this is obviously the previous measure move. Let's draw a fresh new one in and get some percentages coming through of the most recent uptrend inside of that chart pattern, and that is going to be something along the lines of this, guys. In terms of percentages for that position from that breakout scenario, it is around. It's going to be around a 7.76% there. From where we're probably going to be getting in, as I said, obviously nothing I say is financial advice, guys. But where I'm going to probably be getting in is can I click this price range or what? It's going to be around 42,100, right? If we can get a nice candle body close, 40,200, sorry. If we can get a nice candle body close above that sort of area, right? So we're looking for around a 3% gain for that position, right? That's obviously the non-greedy measure move, guys. If we go in a bit more greedy, this measure move is still in play. And in terms of like an exit strategy for this, you could literally bank the 3%, take out 75% of your equity of your trade, move your stop loss right the way up, and let it basically trail and basically see if you can secure more gains as you are running up, because sometimes we do see these greedy measure moves actually get completed, right? With that being said, that is going to line up perfectly with the volume weighted ATR band as well on the midterm. But please be aware, guys, you've got the RSI coming through here. We've just broken a very, very crucial level of resistance coming through on the RSI, which pretty much brings us up to that overbought point as well there. So that's another point to be looking out for there for resistance. So don't think we're just going to moon from here. And what I'm saying is there's a lot of things telling us that we're going to get slapped in the face in terms of resistance coming through there. So yeah, just be aware for that, guys. In terms of the directional movement index, the DMI, this is actually looking quite promising, right? Obviously, we've had that bullish crossover, the positive crossing over with the negative, looking pretty good. We've been keeping our eye on the ADX over the last few days there, and we've actually cleared the 20 level very, very nicely, very cleanly as well. Now we're aiming for the 25. We can get above the 25 in this with this price action that we are having. That's going to be the confirmation I'm looking for the continuation to the upside, right? The ideal scenario here is to have the RSI basically chill out with some sideways consolidation above all these major downward sloping resistance lines, support lines where we're at there. If we can get a nice bit of consolidation along this area, that'll bring the RSI down, giving us enough room for another move to the upside, and then we can really, really talk about some insanely big longs to the upside from there, right? Moving on to the longer term time frame, guys, we're going to go to the daily here. As you can see, we've got a rising wedge coming through as well here. You can see the resistance to the lower side here. Sorry, you can see the support to the lower side here looking not too bad here. We've just claimed the 50 SMA, which is obviously a massive, massive level of support as well. We do have another point of resistance coming through at 42,100 here on the VPVR. Obviously, you can see that is sticking out there. Very, very high volume traded there. And as you can see, last time we got up to this sort of area, we got slapped in the face by resistance again. So there is signs that we're going to be coming back down from here, guys. And you know my synopsis over the last month or so, and what I do think is going to be happening over the next few months or so. With the whole, well, obviously what's happening in the world and stuff like that, obviously not very good, but what's happening and stuff is I do think Bitcoin is probably going to be ranging between the 30k area and the 50k area, which can be bouncing up and down in sort of that area, right? So that's sort of what we are trading at the moment, in my opinion, of what's happening with the market. But yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to say here. I would say, again, just quickly, we do have a symmetrical triangle chart pattern on the longer term time frame on the RSI that we're still a part of. So yeah, watch out for that, guys. There could be a break coming through fairly short for that. We're coming to the top side of that. If we do break that to the top side with a bit of buying power as well, then I would expect a bigger and better long coming through on the shorter term time frames coming through from there. The midterm breaking out of this, and then basically having that continuation to the upside coming through from there. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say about Bitcoin here. Hopefully you all have a great weekend. I'm still recovering from a little bit of an illness, but yeah, I am here. Did miss yesterday. I was in bed yesterday, but I am here now, guys. Giving you those BTC updates. But that's gonna be it from me. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Do appreciate if you could smash that thumbs up on the video. It does help out the content and the channel growth in general. And if you did want to join our Telegram community, the link is in the description. But for now, it's gonna be peace out and goodbye from me, Crypto Chester.